everybody, welcome to the Empressive channel. I want to talk about Beyonce's Renaissance tour because I have a few thoughts on it. But before I do, I want to talk about some new music. It's been a while since I've had a discussion about new music, so here it goes. I first want to highlight this artist named Q Marsden. He now goes by Q, but I first discovered him by watching the Soul Train Awards last year, and I was very impressed with him. He's definitely an up-and-coming artist to look out for. He dropped an album called Soul Present, and this was a very interesting sounding album. A lot of eclectic sounds were going on with this album. It has a retro 80s inspired sound to it, and I definitely hear the Prince inspiration behind this album. I also hear a little bit of Maxwell. I thought the sonics were very unique, and I do like an alternative R&B artist. He's also a talented producer on top of that. So look out for Q Marsden. If you're into alternative R&B, definitely check him out. Also last week, Brent Faiyaz did a collaboration with Marshmello, and the song is called Fell in Love. I love this song, and I hate the fact that it's so short. This song is a vibe, and one thing I love about Brent Faiyaz is how unapologetic and honest he is in his music. He's not trying to impress anybody. He's not trying to package himself into this polished box. He's not trying to be a sex symbol, and he's not trying to be a crooner. He's being himself, and he speaks a lot about his struggles and his relationship issues, and he just speaks whatever's on his mind. He's just very unapologetic, and I really like that about him. And I love his voice. I love the vocal stacking he does. There's just a lot of things artistically that I appreciate about him. And I also like the fact that he's independent. He's independent, and I think his last album, Wasteland, sold almost 100,000 units in the first week, and that is actually amazing. Obviously, he has a fan base who really tunes into his work, and labels have been trying to throw deals at him. In fact, I heard he actually turned down a $50 million record deal. That's a lot of money to turn down, but Brent is smart, and he knows his worth, and he loves his freedom. I think he would rather have artistic freedom than to be held hostage at a label. There's another song that I came across that I love, and it's called Rice and Peas by the Jamaican artist Jazz Elise. This song right here is a whole vibe. I love it, love it, love it. I love her voice as well. Her voice is so nice. She has a really pretty tone, but this is definitely a song that I have on repeat right now, and I'm gonna wear it out during the summer. I love it. Also, Victoria Monet dropped a reggae inspired song called Party Girls featuring Buju Banton, and this song is a vibe as well, and Buju went off on this song. I thought the video was great too. Victoria was eating up the choreography. I also liked another song Victoria did with Lucky Day called Smoke. I think Victoria is really coming with some different energy in this new era. I liked her Jaguar era, but this era, it's a little different. It's like Victoria is letting people know that she has finally arrived. And for years, Victoria has been behind the scenes writing for other artists. In fact, she's responsible for writing a lot of Ariana Grande's music. But it's been great to see her get out of that shadow and come into her own in these past few years. And I think she's really becoming a force. She's a great entertainer, great performer. She has always made great music, and I'm glad that she's getting more recognition. She definitely deserves her flowers. Last but not least, I want to talk about this song called Girl Next Door by the artists Tyla and Ayra Starr. Tyla is South African, and she makes Amapiano music, and Ayra is actually a pretty big Afrobeat artist from Nigeria. They came together and collaborated on a song called Girl Next Door, and I really like this song. The sound is super smooth. It makes you want to move, and it just has this infectious vibe to it. I really like it. I like Tyla's voice and Ayra's voice on it. And I think this song could definitely blow up internationally. I actually can see it becoming a big song, and I think that will be a great moment for both of them. Both Ayra and Tyla are very talented artists, and it was pretty genius for them to collaborate with each other because together they could really be a force. They're fusing sounds and cultures together, and they're becoming the face of African pop music, and I think it's great. I'm here for it. And I really like their song Girl Next Door. If you haven't gotten a chance, please check it out. Now, before I get into my next topic, I want to thank HelloFresh for sponsoring this video. Flavor is in full bloom at HelloFresh. Enjoy the tastes of spring with chef-crafted recipes featuring ripe seasonal ingredients delivered right at your door. HelloFresh makes dinner time a snap with deliciously easy options that will please everyone at your table. From fit and wholesome to pescatarian to veggie, they have a meal plan that suits your lifestyle. Plus, you could swap out proteins and sides to your liking. And no worries if you're not a pro in the kitchen. HelloFresh's foolproof recipes arrive pre-portioned and easy to prepare in just a few steps. I've been using HelloFresh for a while now, and let me tell you, it's really great. This week, I went to the meat and veggies option, and the dish you see me preparing here is called the Beef Flauta Supreme, and they were amazing. Go to HelloFresh.com and use the promo code Empressive16 for 16 free meals plus free shipping. Again, for 16 free meals plus free shipping, use my promo code Empressive16. Now, I want to talk about Beyonce. Now, Beyonce kicked off her highly anticipated tour, the Renaissance Tour, and it was trending all over on social media. And I was looking at some of the footage, I was looking at the different clips, and I will say the tour looks very extravagant, very expensive. It's a huge production. I mean, the budget is insane. I mean, if Beyonce was ever to do a Vegas residency, she's giving people a taste of what she's gonna offer. It looked very exciting, and there were tons of abstract visuals. There was just a lot going on, and Beyonce's dancers, shout out to them because they were eating the stage up. And most of these dancers are actually new, but I did see some familiar faces. Beyonce did bring back the La Twins, and I thought that was cool to see them again. Also, get this tea. Beyonce replaced her longtime dance captain, Ashley Everette, with another dancer named Hannah Douglas. Now, Hannah Douglas is not new either. She's actually been dancing with Beyonce for over a decade. But I found it very interesting that Beyonce replaced Ashley. I thought Ashley was going to at least stay around, but I do think the Beehive started noticing that Ashley was no longer dancing with Beyonce once she started liking certain posts about Beyonce on social media. For example, some people noticed that she liked this TikTok comment saying that Beyonce was the most overrated performer of the 21st century. And the fans were attacking Ashley over this, but Ashley had to come out and say that she didn't see the comment properly. She thought that the person said Beyonce was the most underrated, not the most overrated. So in her defense, she could have misread that comment. I don't think she was trying to be shady. However, fans noticed that she liked a few other posts about Beyonce that wasn't so positive. And also, years prior, she did like a post about Beyonce underpaying her dancers. So maybe Beyonce caught wind of that situation and she actually let her go for that reason. Who knows? But either way, Ashley is out and Hannah is in, and it's pretty unfortunate. But Ashley has a lot of experience, and at this point in her career, she could definitely be a creative director for up and coming artists because she has the talent. You know what I mean? I think she needs to work with somebody like Ice Spice because Ice Spice can use some direction. And who knows, Ashley can show her the way because Ashley has worked with the greatest entertainer of our era. Now back to Beyonce's tour. From the looks of it, it seems exciting, but one thing I've noticed is Beyonce wasn't dancing much, okay? That's something that stuck out to me. Her voice was amazing. Her vocals are always gonna shine no matter what. So that was not unexpected, of course, but Beyonce was just not moving as much. Now, I did hear that she did suffer from a leg injury or a foot injury, and she did have to undergo surgery. So she was being quite careful with her movement. She wasn't doing too much. She did move a little bit here and there, but she wasn't like going hardcore with the dancing. Normally Beyonce goes in with the choreography, but she was being careful with that leg. Now she did some upper body movements and she was putting in some effort with that, but when it came to her footwork, she was keeping it really safe. And this is kind of similar to what happened when she performed in Dubai earlier this year. The show was very extravagant and there was a lot going on, but Beyonce did not do much dancing. She kind of relied on her background dancers. Now, to be honest, I don't find this to be a problem. I don't, because I know before anything, Beyonce is a singer. So as long as that mic is on and she's singing, it's fine. At this point in her career, she could afford to rely on her background dancers and the extravagant production. She could afford to do that. And I believe that once her foot begins to heal more, she definitely will be dancing more. But to be honest, I think Beyonce is going to really preserve herself throughout this tour, because if you look at her touring schedule, the schedule is very grueling. I cannot imagine her doing a 3-hour show almost every night or every other night for several months while she has a leg injury. That's a lot. You know what I mean? So I expect that she is going to preserve a lot of her energy. She's not going to overextend herself in any way, because it just wouldn't be smart. And she also has to heal that leg. So I don't mind that she's not dancing as much. At this point, she has nothing to really prove. I mean, she showed how amazing she was at the Formation Tour. She showed how amazing she was at Coachella. So what else does she have to do? She doesn't have to do anything at this point. She doesn't have to prove anything. And one last thing to add, it was reported that Beyonce is expected to rake in over $2 billion from this tour. Can you imagine $2 billion? I have never heard an artist take home that much money from one tour alone. That is truly unbelievable. But Beyonce always raises the standard. Now, I want to talk a little bit about a few other concerts that I actually were in attendance for. I didn't get a chance to talk about it, but I did see Janet Jackson live this year for her Together Again tour, and that show was very enjoyable. If you're a Janet Jackson fan, you will enjoy this show. Ludacris opened for her, and I thought his set was great. But to see Janet still performing and dancing the way she does in her 50s is something remarkable. And Janet is actually very good with her time. She starts her show on time. There's no delays. Her intermissions were not very long. It doesn't feel like you're waiting on her to perform. So I really like that. I like the fact that she was good with her time and everything went smoothly, and it was super fun. It was super enjoyable. And I went at the time when I wasn't feeling my best. So the concert was definitely a pick-me-up for me. Another concert that I went to that I didn't get a chance to talk about was SZA's concert. Now, SZA is doing another leg of her tour, so if you get a chance, I would say go. I enjoyed this concert a lot. Everything was a vibe. Everybody was singing her song word for word. I thought SZA sounded great live, and she also broke out into choreography a few times, which was a surprise to me, because even though I know SZA dances, I didn't know she danced that much. So I was pleasantly surprised by that. Also, I like the whole concept behind her visuals. She had a very nautical theme going on, and I thought that was pretty cool. I haven't seen that done before. But yeah, I really enjoyed SZA's concert. Another person I enjoyed seeing was Chloe Bailey. Chloe can put on a show, boy. I mean, that girl does not play when she goes on that stage. I thought she did excellent, and I was really happy to see how the whole venue was packed to see her. And this kind of shuts the haters up about her album flopping. I know I did do a video about her album In Pieces only selling 10K in the first week. Well, if you see her concerts, they are packed out. I mean, people come out in droves to see Chloe. So in my opinion, Chloe got the last laugh. She might not have the #1 song on the charts, but she has a fan base that's going to pay to see her perform. So she's going to be a great touring act. And honestly, that's how most artists make their money these days. They don't make their money from music. They make their money from touring. Anyway, tell me what you all think about this video down below. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and share this video if you care. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye.